Zenless Zone Zero. We've been waiting for the moment we'd finally be able to play this game, and I have some things to say about it now that I've finally gotten my hands on it. As I've said before in a previous video, Hoyoverse is doing the smartest thing for a gacha-focused company to focus on, and that's create a game in multiple genres in order to keep people in their universe of titles, their Hoyoverse, if you will. ZZZ is an action RPG with a heavy roguelike system implemented into their base gameplay, and while I think the direction is cool, I think some of the choices made could end up hurting the game upon its release. Before I begin, I want to specify that this is an early version of the game that is still in development. Anything and everything is subject to change, and you should keep in mind that this is simply my thoughts to help Hoyoverse figure out how to make this game a better product before it reaches your hands. So let's start with the roughest part of the game, the roguelike system. Whenever you start a mission, you are sent into this unique yet strange UI that has the purpose of forcing you to make decisions and plan routes for various playstyles. If you're one that likes to utilize buffs to enhance your team before heading into battle, or you like to head into battle face first without any focus on any type of buffing, or you just like to explore and find out what options are available within the map so that you can figure out if there's any unique way to complete the mission, all of these options are here in this game. The problem here is that you spend so much time in this interface with very little time in actual combat. Maybe this was the intention, but I found myself burnt out, not because of the combat itself, but because of this interface alone. Sometimes I just wanted to hop on the game, pick some characters, and go into combat, but there was no option to actually do this within the game in its current state, which kind of caused me to not spend as much time grinding as I normally would within a game like this, which is somewhat disappointing. I commend Hoyo for trying something different, but I feel like this specific thing may be a turnoff for a lot of players. If you wanted a real immersion breaker implemented to keep players from being too engaged in the battle system, this would be how you do it. While I really don't have an answer to how they could fix this, it may be a good idea to rethink this system. I really do like the combat, and I really do like the game overall, but this specific system was not the most fun to engage with. As for the combat, I was really impressed with the presentation, but very disappointed in the lack of depth. At a very basic level, the combat is very fun, and I'm sure many people will have fun sinking hours upon hours into learning what you can do with every character available. But there is an issue. Unfortunately, the combat in this game is way too easy, and there's very little experimentation that can be done here. Every character has a very small skill set that they can utilize in battle. While some characters do have some unique moves that they can utilize, there aren't many techniques and players can get away with simply button mashing. The dodging is very satisfying, but feels like there's something missing there. I know I said the combat is very fun, and I truly do mean that. However, I do feel like if the game released today in its current form, it wouldn't last very long. I feel like adding a bit more difficulty and maybe some possible combos could fix this issue, but this game is really lacking some depth. Adding unique combo strings as if you're playing a 3D fighting game, or simply adding aerial combat accompanied with a jump button could possibly solve this problem, as it would add more combinations that could be done that only players who are truly experimenting could take full advantage of. Also, try to avoid making characters that are too similar to characters that are already made. While I will say Ambi and Soldier do have some different moves, they are very, very similar, and that made me neglect Ambi entirely once I unlocked Soldier 11. Now for the one thing I feel like I've talked about many times when addressing a Hoyoverse game, and that's the artifact system. Once again, this system worries me. In this version of the game, it was even more random than usual, but only because I don't think that the full version of this system is implemented within the game just yet. So I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, but I'm still going to mention it just in case Hoyoverse is listening. In this test, you grind for very specific materials and visit the music shop to turn in this material in exchange for some artifacts. And there's no way for you to dictate what type of artifact that you're going to obtain, at least not at the point that I reached. and that made it more random than the stats that are usually on the artifacts themselves. That's what made me really worry about this, because I just go to the store and turn in this material that I worked hard for and get random artifacts that I might not even use, and that was really frustrating for me because there was no way to grind for the artifacts that I wanted for specific characters. I really do hope that this is not the intended system and that Hoyoverse rethinks this entire thing for the sake of the game's future, because right now this artifact system is looking worse than the two in the previous games that I've played, both Star Rail and Genshin Impact. So a lot of you are probably wondering what my thoughts are for the entirety of this tuning test, and if I even enjoyed what I was playing, because if you listen to everything that I said, it doesn't really sound like it, does it? But I can assure you I did enjoy what I was playing. I just understand what I was playing and what it takes to make this game truly shine and make people enjoy what they're building here. I want to give them the hardest feedback that I possibly can so they can turn this into the best product that they can possibly release. It is a visually stunning project and it can appeal to a massive audience if done correctly, but if you want to keep that audience, you're going to need more game modes like a dedicated boss rush mode that allows players to fight between boss after boss after boss with various elements and new skill sets than the story mode versions can even give you. After each boss, provide team buffs and make this something that can be useful in terms of providing some materials for ascension and long-term progress. Add time attack modes and co-op modes that are truly fun and rewarding. Create amazing skins for every character that you plan on releasing and make every character unique. Whoever thought it was probably smart to make Soldier and Ombi so similar, I think they need to redo either Ombi or Soldier 11 because they're way too similar for this game. The music is some of the best that I've heard. This is probably the best aspect of the entire game in my opinion, because it reminded me of Persona, and while that is a huge cosign, I truly mean it. This music is amazing. If Hoyoverse makes the correct choices, this game could truly be another masterpiece to rival even Genshin Impact. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see if they can truly accomplish making a solid game for players to enjoy. What did you think of Zenless Zone Zero? What would you like to see added? Let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe as well. Have a wonderful day, stay healthy, stay safe, stay chaotic. Bye-bye now.